who's the customer of public ed? It's our kids, it's our students, first and foremost. And who pays for it? It's us, the taxpayers. So we should have a voice in seeing better outcomes and incentives to produce better outcomes. So again, pick any four-year university in our state, they're incented to enroll kids who they know aren't going to make it. And they don't inform those kids that, well, look, you got $10,000 in grants, $7,000 in loans, and we know you have zero expected family contribution. Our school's $29,000 a year. Why would they enroll that kid with a $12,000 gap that he or she has no chance of completing? Well, they are financially compensated for it, because if that kid drops out, they keep all the grants and all the loans, and it's the kid who carries the burden going forward. If we instilled in universities, make sure the kids know their financial gaps up front and or their academic gaps, that's more outcome oriented. Okay, maybe this is not a good fit for you. Find a school like one here in Dallas, UNT Dallas, or TWU, or Texas A&M Commerce, where it's much more affordable. The Texas grant, which is a match to the federal Pell Grant, the numbers show typically only 23% of the freshmen come back as sophomores. That's just such painfully obvious data that something's wrong, and yet higher ed and public ed say, look, we got them graduated, well, we enrolled them, it's not our fault if they didn't survive. And we've challenged university administrators, deans, and presidents, and it's like they all went to the same conference where they were trained to say, oh gosh, we're not responsible for the financial or academic outcomes of our students. It's like, wow, if you were a restaurant, you'd be out of business next week. If you were an airline, nobody would ever make a reservation on your planes. But our universities say that all the time, and we don't hold them accountable. That shows you how far the system is removed from the American public. Any corporate entity focuses on bottom line outcomes, but our public universities and public education, there's very little focus and very little desire to even know about outcomes.